How to add a list of upcoming meetings for your district. This is showing the meetings for today and tomorrow, and they update automatically each day. The data is linked to Toastmasters International and always stays current. It's embedded on a website using an iframe. Let's get started. Taking a closer look at the output on the website, the clubs are sorted by today and tomorrow, then by city, and then the club name. If a user clicks a city, that shows a 25-mile radius for that city. If they click the club name, they go to the Toastmasters International directory listing for that club. Depending on the day of the week, this list might be longer or shorter. So I've kept it kind of short on the website, just for those days where it is a bit short. A scroll bar lets a visitor access the entire list. Many of our visitors show up on a mobile device, so I made sure that this would work on a mobile phone. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet and how it formats the data for the website. The data comes from Toastmasters International, and I'm using a formula in Google Sheets called Import HTML. The only thing that needs to be changed is the district number to match your district. The formulas I use on this spreadsheet are in columns A through F, and they're to the left of the data that's linked to Toastmasters International. The reason they're to the left, Toastmasters International adds columns to their club export list. If I had a formula that was in one of those columns, the data link would be lost. So putting the formulas to the left ensures they can add columns as needed, and my formulas will still work. The formula that controls what shows on the front website is in column E, called Next Meeting, and it returns three values: today, tomorrow, or unlisted. And I filter out anything that says unlisted. In the club directory information, the club hours are listed as a free text entry, both the meeting time and meeting day. That makes it a little bit challenging to actually get the correct day. So I have a sheet called Meeting Days that filters this information. Column A includes a list of all the unique values that are entered, and you'll see that some of them are very similar. For example, first and third Wednesday shows it abbreviated and spelled out. I added these unique values in column A, and then in columns B through P are the weeks of the month. There's 5 sets that are available for week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's take a closer look. The first and third Saturday. There's week 1 and week 3. Week 3 doesn't actually have to be in the third column. It's just the number of meetings they have. So they meet on a Saturday in week 1. They also meet on a Saturday in week 3. Column D and G are day of the week formulas. In this case, Saturday is day 7 of the week. I repeat this for each club. In some cases, they might meet on a different day depending on the week. So the first Thursday and third Friday are shown as the first Thursday and third Friday. The data in columns B through P is looked at by columns Q through U. In this case, these formulas are looking to see if the date exists and if it's a valid date. If it is a valid date, it shows the day. Otherwise, it returns a blank cell. And they do this for each week entry. Column V looks to see if there's a value that matches today or tomorrow for columns Q through U. And column V is the driver for everything that shows up on the website. This is controlled by a pivot table. The pivot table is structured with column A being the next meeting value, and that's where that today and tomorrow comes into play. That's the first grouping. Then we have city, and then club. To ensure only today and tomorrow values show up on the pivot table, there's a filter on the pivot table. In this case, I have unchecked blanks, and unlisted because I don't want them to show up. Now some of these columns look like they're too narrow to show the information, but this is because the Data Expander button doesn't output to the website, so I know I have a little bit more room. Column A is definitely too narrow for the word tomorrow. However, with that Data Expander button gone, it fits just fine. To output this to a website, go to File, Publish to the Web, I choose Embed. Instead of Entire Document, I want it to be Upcoming Meetings, so it's just this sheet. And this is the iframe code that Google gives me. This iframe code is added to a widget. It has a short introduction and then an iframe. I've modified the iframe slightly by adding a style of border none and then specifying a width and a height. This makes it look a little bit better. The final output, whether on a mobile device or not, looks pretty good. It's clickable and most importantly is geared for a visitor to easily find a club in our district.